episode 2. Episode 2. So, there was really not much I could do for episode 2, because episode 1 and 2 were both so rushed. Like, I don't misunderstand me. Still, put 100%, in fact, even more. I understand that, okay? And that's my mission, alright? Like, I'm pretty sure the intros say the same thing as well. Like, the episodes slowly get better every single time, okay? So, hey, maybe episode 100 will look greater than a film, than a movie, than anything you've ever imagined, compared to, what, this episode or last episode, which was episode 1. So, yeah, but anyways, alright, this is an explanation video, and yes, I put a light this time here. I was using the flashlight from my phone, but look, I know you don't care. So where do I even begin with this episode? So, okay, even if it's confusing at first, you'll understand it the further you see these episodes, alright? Or the more you watch this, okay? Ugh, it's so weird talking in front of a camera. Usually, I gotta get used to this. But anyways, the thing is, so that it was an introduction of the main character, obviously, and my depiction of God helping that character understand and realize what he's capable of, and that character is, of course, me in the video. And yeah, so I created all of that, and that was basically it. It was just showing you all of the different powers. Episode 2, okay. What was this all about? So, for episode 2, I wanted to show me just, flying, right? The episode starts off with me flying and, all these things. And that is just showing you one of the abilities, alright? Now, of course, this goes without saying, the basic powers, flights, lasers, powers, like all of those things were included in the episode. Just so that, up to you, of course, because obviously, if you look at my stats from the first episode, which, by the way, in terms of stats, I'll get into them in just a minute, but if you look at the stats in episode 1 and you look through all of that, you'll know, hey, I could literally do anything. And that's true, right? I mean, episode 2, I may have not shown you all of the different things, but I showed you a lot in just one episode. Imagine and what I have been assigned to do, okay? That my capabilities. A glimpse, okay? Not the whole thing, because again, the stats in episode 1 explain that to you, okay? But episode 2, it's just a glimpse, just a hint of what destruction is insanity. And I'll explain that in a later episode. You'll see, don't worry. But right now, we're not here for that. Right now, let's talk stats, because this is something that I want to keep in mind. So, I believe that in the first episode, I had specifically, Joshua's base form and everything, and the next scene was characters who can overpower or match Joshua's base form. And in that thing, I actually put match and overpowered, with characters, okay? In the second episode, it's a bit different, right? Because if you look at episode 2, you'll see that the next scene after his stats, which is monkeys, after his stats, you'll see that one of them, which is my name, Joshua, and I specifically said that I would overpower monkeys. But in the first episode, remember, he's Joshua's plushies, he's one of my plushies, and in the first episode, I said that they're a match to my base form. And in the second episode, I changed that. I say that I could overpower the plushies, right? So, what does that mean? Like, I don't want you guys to think that I don't know what I'm doing. No. Here's the thing, okay? The reason why the first episode has specifically a match is because in the first episode, I wasn't generalizing. the power levels, basically. I was instead just specifically focusing on my base form. So not just generalizing me overall, like Joshua overall. No. I wasn't looking at Joshua overall. No. I was looking at one of his specific forms or transformations, I guess. But it's not a transformation, it's just his base form, right? Obviously, if we're talking about a transformation, that's different. That's above, right? So if, let's say okay, let me give you an example here. Let's say I compare my brother's full power. Then, obviously, his full power is going to be above my base form, if that makes sense, okay? So, in that specific stance, when you go see the next scene after the stats, like characters who can overpower a match, obviously, you would see an overpowered if I was just doing a comparison between my base form and, of course, his full power. But because I'm generalizing in the second episode, that's why I put overpowered instead of just focusing on my base form, because I really wanted it to generalize it anyways. It would make the most sense, because for monkeys in particular, it would just make the most sense instead of just comparing his base form to my base form, because even though they are a match in my base form to their base form, or to them in general, you need to remember that in the first episode, I didn't even specifically focus on any of the plushies. I just said Joshua's plushies. So that means that I wasn't just stating a specific plushie, I was just generalizing the plushies. Do you understand that? I hope you can understand that. So basically, my base form in this first episode was just overall, like, again, the reason why I put them being a match to me in the first episode was because it was specifically targeting my base form. I hope that I've explained it well enough. I hope, okay? If not, then slowly and slowly, as we move up with numbers with the episodes, by the time you get to episode 5, 6, 7, 8, but yeah, this is one of the plushies, okay? His name is Monkeys. I've already talked about you. Why? Okay, that's a very good question. Why am I doing this? So, I think I explained this already in the first episode. Why am I doing this? Why am I making these videos? Long story short, because if you really want to hear my full explanation, even if I didn't explain it well in the first episode, I'm pretty sure you can at least understand what I was trying to say. Two reasons, right? I'm combining what I've created in my head with what I've gone through in the past, okay? Which was a lot, seriously. And obviously there's no way I'm going to be able to show exactly what happened in the past, because I was little. I was a little guy at the time, right? There's a lot of things I could, I just want to create something creative, right? I really just want to have fun. I've edited with KindMaster my entire life, honestly. And with the thing with those videos is that they've always had that watermark on the top right. So I'm not gonna really, and also those videos were just like me running, like, just after school, like this hockey stuff. Most of it, in fact, was hockey stuff. But the thing is, those videos in particular are just, they're old. They're just, I don't know. It's not that I'm embarrassed to show them, but that's not necessary right now. I've edited with the KindMaster software, basically my entire life. Like, literally, ever since the first time I had a phone. The first time I had a phone, I literally, just somehow got into editing. It's just something amazing to me, okay? And although to some it may not seem like I'm a good editor, trust me, I try, okay? I try. So yeah, and ever since I've been able to get KindMaster Premium, or Premium KindMaster, whatever, it's been amazing. The reason why I love creating these projects is it's really fun for me. I really love seeing what I'm able to do, and I'm curious where this skill goes in the future, or for my future. I really want to see it. I want to see how it goes, how it does. So yeah, that's it. Alright, of course, obviously I don't plan on doing just this. Obviously I have other skills to show. But this is just one of them. And in all honesty, I cannot ignore this skill. This is something that I've done, one of the things I've done my entire life that genuinely gives me like a sort of smile on my face. I love it. Okay? So yeah, I just, the reason why I'm creating these videos is just, is this all about? Why am I including my plushies in the videos? So, for number one reason is obviously for fun, right? It's obviously for fun, but also because I had this idea, the further we get into the episodes, after I complete the whole story, like the whole, my story, my brother's story, perhaps maybe even my father's story, after I do all of that, the next step is to create some battles, a form of battles, alright? I want to create something like a sort of crispy anime type thing, but yeah, and the reason why I say crispy type anime, and I put that in quotations, is because, I'm gonna try my absolute best to make these the highest quality ever, alright? He's gonna be a character that is gonna love. I definitely have the time now. I don't know if I'll have the time in the future, so that's why I'm kind of thinking this thoroughly here. But depending on my career and my decisions, hey, hopefully after the episodes, that's all on you. If you want to watch the behind the scenes, the extras, this, then that's all on you. You decide that, alright? But yeah, so it's not going to interfere because you have the option to just not watch the rest of the video, okay? So yeah, so there's no reason. A song. And yes, I make music. Believe it or not, I make music. Whether it's electronic music, or maybe if I use an instrument, right? Anything, I make music. And so what that means is for episode creating a song for one of my transformations. And yes, there's going to be a transformation in that episode. But that's it. That's all I'm saying. Okay? The end. One more thing to point out is that the music is not going to be... It's to start off with, and in time, who knows? I might be a great singer as well.